Hello, viewers. I'm Adrija, your learning buddy, and I welcome you all wholeheartedly to INBAC Presents ProConnect. This month's content is dedicated to our members. Yes, this is a Members in Focus month. At INBAC, we connect, collaborate, and create together. Our members have worked together and taken up the initiative to create effective awareness and bring about positive change in the industry. We salute their enthusiasm and take huge pride in them. Today, we have with us two of our celebrated members, Shraddha Majali and Vinayak Sane. Shraddha is a passionate technologist with over 14 years in industry experience in sales, business development, offer management for the IT, ITES, and smart building automation sector in India, and international geographies by creating value to end customers. She has experience in end-to-end solution, sales of hardware, software, cloud-based solutions, products and services in cognitive relationships. Welcome Shraddha to our show.
Thank you, Adrija. Thank you so much for that introduction. I would like to kind of tell about what I feel in terms of coming to this platform. Right, INBAC is a great community and carries the true spirit of building automation industry needs in the current days. While we speak about artificial intelligence, we speak about machine learning, augmented reality, and all of that. It's equally important to make sure that all the systems are communicating to each other, right? They are open, they are, interoperable. So that is something that INBAC is focused towards, and this itself makes it a truly integrated solution. So, I mean, I'm really great, feeling great to be a part of this community, which brings it all together.
Thank you, Shraddha. We also have with us our very own Vinayak sir, an industry veteran with more than 30 years of experience. He has specialization in converged solutions in the ELV domain, design of the life safety, security, and surveillance systems, ICT solutions, IT security, AV solutions, and building management systems. He has vast experience in design and engineering of the electrical services, energy analysis. He is an expert in providing special software solutions. Welcome you to our show, sir.
Thank you, Adrija. Thank you, Shraddha, as well. As Shraddha mentioned, today's scenario is moving towards the modern technologies of artificial intelligence and machine learning. But for the last 30 years in the industry, here's the first time that I've come across a group of young minds led by Sakhi, who are really focused on creating an open connectivity, which has always been missing for years together. So you'll have the old conventional building automation system migrated to little intelligence, adding to artificial intelligence and ML, and it gives a different perspective to the integration of services and systems. So it's a great platform to get associated.
Thank you. Moving ahead, I'm quite keen to know how do you feel about the journey you have taken with INBAC till today?
Actually, it has been a learning for me too for the last 30 years. It has been meeting different set of people, understanding their thoughts about BMS, the users' case studies they had to work around, and today's need of the hour of having a uniform platform for integration. I have always worked as a BMS consultant, and it's very interesting to know the difficulties faced at the project level, because we design the system and let the product guys or the integrators do the needful. It is very difficult to actually have a seamless BMS. To achieve that is a great achievement. Over the years, very few projects have a commissioned BMS in the same lines as a conceptualized design. As a matter of fact, as a project progresses, there are dilutions, there are additions, and what we had conceptualized, which was always based on the client and the user's perspective, is not 100% that gets commissioned, and becomes a little difficult. But yes, if you are able to do that, it's very great. And I think Shraddha would be the right person to tell us because she's on the other side of the table to know how to gather data and then put it into action.
Rightly said, Vinayak. The sad part of building automation is that each team involved in the complete process, they work in their own silos. All the stakeholders change during design phase, during project phase, during maintenance phase. So we have different set of stakeholders for the whole BMS project. And this is true from the OEM side as well as the user side. What happens is this kind of creates a little bit of deficit of trust between the teams, right? And we will not have the holistic solution. INBAC, being a community and working towards openness and interoperable buildings can create that kind of trust between the stakeholders, because it is like a unbiased kind of a platform which comes across all the stakeholders and brings everybody under a single roof. And this is basically creating that impact that is desired through this kind of solution.
Thank you so much, both of you. It was really wonderful. Now, Vinayak, coming back to you, we frequently use the phrase that where there are challenges, there are opportunities. The BMS industry is fast evolving, bringing in new challenges and solutions. I would request you to kindly speak on one such challenge you have encountered professionally and how you feel it could be seen as an opportunity for the industry.
Well, as I said earlier, a building management system is always focused around the MEP services, where the mechanical, electrical, plumbing services are monitored, controlled, as by the due course of set points. And then it went ahead to form an IBMS, which is an integrated platform with other life safety services and security services, because these are the variables which drive the MEP services as well on case of alarms and monitoring purposes or people getting in and out, the head count, the occupancy, the temperature levels in the building. But most of the times BMS works, but IBMS always has a commissioning problem. The engineers have not understood the meaning of I in the IBMS. Today, the same platform is extended to lot other automation services in the premises like office automation, parking management, digital signages, cafeteria management, meeting room management, and so on. Having a good trained BMS engineers and operators who actually understands the BMS as a concept and builds around their thought process and products is very difficult and is always a challenge, because today the engineers who try to get into the operations or commissioning mode, they do it on a bookish knowledge. They do not get into the system. They have to feel the system. Unless you feel it, you would not understand the integrities and the dependencies across all the services that are to be interfaced. So a lot of time people say the system BMS fails, but it is not the system that fails. Not operating it makes it fail, and then the people blame the product or the design. That is how the today's scenario is all about.
Amazing. It was so enriching. Thank you, sir. Shraddha, would you like to share your experience and views on another such challenge, and how do you see it as an opportunity?
Right. I completely agree to what Vinayak said, and very comprehensively, put across the kind of challenges we face today in the building automation industry. From my perspective, I feel that when anyone talks about a BMS or an IBMS, it is usually looked up as a project. It has a start, it has an end, and post the end phase, it goes into maintenance. What I feel is that there needs to be a paradigm shift in this thought process. This needs to be looked as a service from start to end, considering that there is no end to it. We are entering into a service era, right? We don't buy products, we buy service, we experience service. So it's all service. The opportunity here for all the stakeholders is to work as partners with each other. It's like a marriage between two parties, where there are responsibilities from each of the parties to make sure this works for the next 10 to 15 years. This kind of an arrangement requires equal investment from both the parties, the end user, the OEM, and all the stakeholders involved to make sure that this particular system is functioning as per the desired outcome.
Great thoughts, Shraddha. Thank you. Well, the foundation of INBAC was also on this very idea that every challenge brings with it a new possibility, a new opportunity. Moving ahead, in our country, Smart Cities project was undertaken and as of March 2022, 3,577 projects out of total 6,939 projects that were tendered have been completed, which means the effective combined completion of all projects as of 2019 is at just 11%. Why did this project fail? Would like to know your thoughts about it.
Consistency in the implementation of the system was always absent. I have seen in most of the smart cities, the implementation is based on the mindset of the collector. They are the guys who would talk about getting smart cities, and their main duty was to create a smart city under their jurisdiction. But if he wishes to, he could have done wonders. But he is never assigned to the cities for a longer time, usually 2 years maximum. In the first year, he conceptualizes, budgets, identifies the design, the vendors, so on. The next year, the orders got given for implementation. By the time the smart city project is midway or actually to be implemented, he or she is transferred and there is no closure. The next appointee has his own ideas and wishes, and the cycle goes on. The basic collaboration of having a dedicated team is absent, and the new one has its own people running around it, and they want their own persons or products to be brought in again, and the entire cycle is back to square one.
That's a great point brought by you, Vinayak. Personally, I have really high respect for any projects that involve technology and automation, because that is the right way forward. Although I have not seen smart city projects very closely, but few of my close professional connects share similar view about success or failure of smart city projects that has happened here. Few other points that also that we can consider in the discussion is there is the involvement of quite a few stakeholders in the whole life cycle of the project, and at each level, at each stakeholder level, the value of the whole project gets diluted. So this is, and since there is absolute lack of collaboration, there is no way you can get the whole thing around it. There is absolute lack of collaboration. Hence, we cannot, there's no possibility of getting things around it. Hence, more stakeholders, higher the chances of failure, right? Also, the design is made as though it's one size fits all approach for any city, right? Which a lot of people think is a recipe for disaster, because India is a very diverse country with different demographics depending upon the locations of the cities and all of that. So it probably needs a little more deliberation in terms of customizing the design basis the city, and we could consider the smart city according to where it's being implemented. So these are a few points I wanted to put across, from the smart city perspective.
That was quite a discussion. Brilliant points. Thank you both. Of all the crucial points you both have mentioned, lack of collaboration is something common in most of the cases where projects fail. I would like to know it from you both. How do you feel about INBAC bridging in the gap between all stakeholders and bringing them together?
Referring to the theme that INBAC is built around, like drive building automation, standardization, and interoperability through open internationally accepted standards and protocols, it's the best thing that can happen in the industry. And if INBAC, and as a part of it, we are to achieve it, would be an excellent opportunity to have a standardized protocol platform where the products would say INBAC certified, and that would be a great achievement. Then we can always say that all projects that can be certified with a unique INBAC rating system. Today, we have green rating, you have IBC, you just have UGBC, green building. So you should also have INBAC rating as a part of a dream that we should carry forward.
What I think is, the vision and mission that INBAC carries is the utmost need of the hour. This is the most crucial link in the whole chain of building automation industry, and the value anybody could derive out of it. It's not the technology or great products. It's basically the gap in between, that gets created between maybe all the stakeholders, maybe between the understanding of the requirement and the implementation, and a whole lot of things. So this is something that kind of bridges the gap, and a very important aspect. Having said it, this is not a simple task, and it's a huge responsibility that INBAC has taken on its shoulders. And I would again say that I'm very proud to be part of this community.
It couldn't have been put in a better way. Thank you both. Thank you, Vinayak. Thank you, Shraddha. To highlight the importance of awareness building and collaboration, we are pleased to announce INBAC Association's support to Automation Expo exhibition to be held in August 16th to 19th. INBAC will be the driving Building Automation System conference to be organized by ID Communications on 18th August, wherein a series of renowned speakers will be sharing their insights, followed by an effective panel discussion. What are your thoughts about it?
Automation Expo exhibition is an excellent opportunity for INBAC to be introduced to the industry, and I think INBAC has taken a prominent role in the expo. The thoughts shared by the speakers that we'll be inviting and the panel discussion planned would make the audience aware of BMS as a subject matter, and also the presence of INBAC would be felt throughout the industry. This will also rekindle their interest in almost forgotten subject matter, as people have almost moved away for BMS to be implemented. And last few years, very few actual BMS tenders or anything has happened in the industry.
I would say the more the merrier. INBAC needs to be present everywhere to tell the story, get people on board, to drive such great cause in building automation industry. I wish INBAC gets more such places to create an impact on the audience, to a larger group, and influence each one's thinking towards more interoperability and openness. Finally, each one needs to be felt as a part of the community.
Thank you both. Thanks for making this discussion so engaging. I'm sure our viewers loved listening to you. So viewers, stay tuned.
Goodbye. Thanks, Adrija.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Shraddha.
Thank
It was
you.
fun being there.
Thank you.